welcome back to a brand new episode of NH Unscripted. You know the routine. I got my Nehru jacket on, my bell-bottom pants, and my platform shoes. Your job is to kick back on the waterbed, light the incense, and fire up those lava lamps. Yeah, because we get another great show. They're always great, but what can I say? We are coming to you from the Taj Mahal-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. My God, it's cavernous in here. Break out those transistor radios. You'll find us on 1450 AM, 103.9 FM for the Concord folks, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester, and we got a URL. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. I'll tell you a little bit more about the treasures that are out there later on. I need to thank my sponsor. You know, you just never realize when you're going to need a good lawyer, do you? Not saying that comes from personal experience. I'm just putting that out there, okay? Just putting it out there. But ShaheenGordon.com, that's the URL for the law offices of Shaheen Gordon. They are right down the street from us here at the studio, and I appreciate them so much just backing us and sponsoring this show. I have been out. Their Instagram page is on fire. I mean, that's saying a lot for a law office, right? So... But there's things going on out there that it amazes me, that things that you don't even think about. I've mentioned it before, like semi-truck accidents. There's things that I have trouble sleeping when I see their ads like that kind of stuff. But what are you going to do? Nursing home abuse. But you know what? There's the good side too. You might win the lottery. Maybe you're going to start a business, right? Maybe you need a will or a trust or something. Hey, maybe you get injured on the workplace. You never know when you're going to need a good lawyer, and everyone needs a good one. And you don't want that Saul Goodman kind of guy. All right, so that's a little plug for Saul Goodman. Anyway, that's a great show. 603-614-5560. That's their phone number over at Shaheen and Gordon. 603-614-5560. Write it down. Put it on your fridge. Stick it with your legal papers. ShaheenGordon.com is their website. Okay, you know what we like to talk about here? Theater. We love to talk about theater. And these people have been, for some reason, avoiding me for like a decade. I don't know. The Village Players are in the house, and it is so good to see you folks. Good morning.
Good morning.
It is Paul Stewart and Stephanie Marsh. It's so good to see you folks.
It's so good to finally be here. I think this has been a year in coming.
Dude, I keep brushing my teeth thinking there's something wrong here.
We're just busy people. We're always putting on a show.
Yeah. You know,
costumes, act on stage.
You're one of those theaters you're like way out of the way kind of ish, for a lot of folks. And I've been out to your website, and I've seen pictures of the theater the seating part. I haven't seen the theater part, the stage.
Well, you're going to have to stop by.
Oh, no kidding, man. No kidding. Well, I want to go see. We're going to talk about your auditions coming up for a specific show and everything. And I would love to get it. I love going out to Wolf Bar. I love that ride out there to Alton, and I'll go through all that.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It is so...
It's worth the ride,
No kidding, right?
But definitely you want to work in a theater trip,
Good point. Okay, now I feel guilty. So why don't you introduce yourselves one more time. Tell us what you do at the theater, and we'll go from there.
Yes. So my name is Paul Stewart. I am the current president of the Village Players Theater. I've been part of the Village Players since 2011, I believe. Numerous roles, board member, president, director, actor, all that good jazz. So that's what I currently do at the Village Players Theater.
And I'm Stephanie Marsh. Right now I'm on the board as the treasurer, and I've been, involved in the Village Players way too long than I want to mention, more than 20 years. And
it's okay, you're among friends here.
Few things on stage, but the thing I really love to do is design and sew the costumes. So we have a great costume crew, and we have a lot of fun working on costumes for all the shows. So I'm occasionally on stage, but I'm always running around with pieces of fabric and things like that.
She gets us dressed, essentially.
Yeah. Or undressed, too.
All right. I have little visions there of things maybe I shouldn't be thinking about. But tell us about the theater itself, because it's got some history, right?
Yes. So the Village Players themselves has been an organization since 1930, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. In different forms and whatnot. We bought the building in Wolfboro in 1995, 96, 95. I'm getting really good with that history. So it really came down to the Village Players had an opportunity to buy a building that was relatively cheap. I think in that time we bought it for $30,000.
Yeah, it was our Masonic Hall. We had lots of performances there anyway, dance classes and all that kind of thing. But the Masons wanted to build a nicer and more accessible building a little far out of town, and so we were able to get the theater for
$30,000, but it came with its own issues. It had mushrooms growing on the stage.
Okay, indication something might be off.
Correct, and it just over the years we've had to do a lot of work to get that building up to running, and I think we had awesome people such as Willie Moore, Carol Bentz, who really stepped up, Corky Mork, and just really put the Village Players on the map, essentially.
So how is the draw out there? Because you're way out. It just seems like it would be.
Well, we're kind of in the middle of summer resort land.
Yeah.
So we have we have a lot of people who live in Wolfboro from, say, April all the way through October or even the holidays, and then they go down to Florida for a few months. So we always have tons of people in the summer. Wolfboro's population goes up by like 5 times. So,
wow.
And people tootle around the lakes, and they like to visit, and they want things to do, especially if it rains. What are you going to do? So let's go see a play. So we have that population, and the theaters, being a community theater, we have actors and people that come from all over our community, and then they overlap with the other community theaters. You just get people who like to create a show.
Correct.
So you get somebody who, maybe they want a part in this play or that play, so they go over to this theater, and somebody else comes over to Wolfboro, and then we all go see each other's shows.
Yeah, that's the community part of it.
It really is.
Yeah.
And one thing that I'd like to really drive home is, while Wolfboro has its own community, a lot of the people who are involved with the theater as well travel to be part of our theater. I personally live in Rochester. That's 45 minutes from the theater. I've been going up there pretty consistently since 2011. We have our from Rochester. We have our past president lives in Somersworth, and he's our lighting guy. He comes up constantly, helps out with lights and whatnot, and we have people traveling from on the other side of the lake, down in Pittsfield. We have people that will travel to be part of the Village Players Theater.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the stage itself. Is it built for actors? You have like green rooms and all that. I mean, the auditorium itself looks gorgeous.
Yeah, I wanted to tell about how beautiful
our
auditorium
right ahead.
is. When they worked on the Masonic Hall, it used to be rows of chairs on a flat floor, and now it's very steeply raked seats. Every seat is gorgeous and padded seats that they got from an old theater and reupholstered, and obviously air conditioned and all that kind of thing. Our stage, though, is not really that small. I mean, not that big. We've got wings that are other rooms in a way, but
I would say our stage is pretty deep. It's deep in the sense of it goes back pretty far.
Yeah.
Width-wise, I mean, I would say it's like a pretty decently sized stage, but not a tiny stage, if you will.
So if you've ever been over to Pittsfield, if you exit stage left, you're outside.
Right.
Yes.
They have to go upstairs. Yeah.
So are you better than that?
I wouldn't say we're better than Pittsfield because, and I wouldn't say we're not better than Pittsfield because Pittsfield's basically like our sister theater. We love the people over at Pittsfield.
I'm just digging.
And they're fantastic. Their stage, I've actually acted on their stage before. It's different. They have a different setup than what the Village Players have, and it's unique. And I guess
we do have a bit more space. I mean, we have that sort of makeup kitchen lounge area that we can use as our backstage, and we're lucky that we have a sort of a side reception area because our building was originally built in the 1880s as a Unitarian church. So there's quite a bit of space, and we're not squashed right into the downtown.
We're lucky going off stage. We're lucky to be able to have nooks and crannies throughout the whole building that we can store things. Like we have a whole costume room, a whole prop room upstairs. We have a green room and a blue room upstairs. We have a whole basement. We can store all our big props and wood to build sets downstairs. So it is nice to be able to have all those nooks and crannies so we're not just having to either carry things in or just have it behind us in the stage.
Yeah. Before we get too deep, can you give me the URL for the Village Players?
It's village-players.com.
Thank you very much.
I always say it wrong, so.
Wait till you get to be my age. All right, hang on. I hear that intro music. You are stuck in the middle with us, baby. That makes me your Steelers wheel-like host, Ray Dudley, coming to you from the YMCA-like conditions of the WKXL studios in Concord. I can smell the pool chlorine from here. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios. All the poor kids get the 8 transistors. Us rich kids get the 16. 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. We finally are talking with the Village Players out in Wolfboro. We will be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted, you lucky listeners. I know you're feeling happy to be out of bed today. We are your spirit in the sky here. That would make me your Norman Greenbaum-like host, Ray Dudley, coming to you from the Hollywood Square-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. You know I like to sit in the center square, the old Paul Inn, 1450 AM, 103.9 FM in Concord on your Sony Walkmans, who knows what the plural is, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. The Village Players are in the house, Paul Stewart, Stephanie Marsh, and we're talking about what is happening way out there in like Nowheresville as far as some of us are concerned. But I will say this. I love going out there. I've been out in Wolfboro for some of their farmers markets and stuff. You go out there. It's a gorgeous setting. Boats, this thing. Oh, my gosh. So when people go out, well, let's talk about the show that's coming up. You have one that you're going to be auditioning for shortly. Is that correct? We
actually currently have a show that we're doing now.
You are?
We are. And that is called Calendar Girls.
Gotcha.
And it's actually been, so far, last weekend, I wasn't around last weekend. I'll let Steph talk to you.
Well, probably by the time this gets broadcast, we would be wrapping up. It's a funny and touching story based on a true story about a group of women in Yorkshire, England, who wanted to raise money for a new couch for the hospital waiting room in the cancer area after one of the husbands passed away from cancer. And they decide to raise money, but their usual calendar of views of churches is not really going to do it. And they decide, well, why don't we just pose with our usual little activities, cooking and jam and sewing, but no clothes. And Our Ladies did have a photo shoot with.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
is this them on the poster?
That is them.
That is them on the poster. Go to our website,
they
see the poster.
Are brave.
If it's still there.
Oh my God.
On stage, you won't see anything that you were not planning on seeing. There are props hiding them, just as these women did in the calendar, but they have to wear very little underneath to appear on stage. Anyway, that's just one little part of the show, though. The true story of the women is they did this calendar. It was a huge success. They ended up raising enough money to build a wing of a hospital, and our audiences have been yelling and whooping and screaming, and so that's wrapping up. And, now we move to the next project.
From my understanding, we already have a sold-out show on Sunday, which is great, which is awesome. I was going to ask
you about ticket sales.
Yeah, we already have a sold-out show on Sunday. One of the cool things about this show is, all our actors and actresses in the show are fantastic, but we have 2 award-winning actresses in the show.
NHTA?
NHTA. Yeah. The last 2 females to win, 2 years ago was Best Actress was Michaela Andruzzi. And last year, Phoebe Van Scoy Giesler won for Best Actor / Actress.
In productions out in Wolfboro?
Yes.
Wow, congrats on that.
Yeah, and the productions were nominated also as Best Play and Best Director.
For folks who don't know, that's a big award night here in New Hampshire.
Oh, yes.
Everybody's dressed to the 6s and the 9s for that baby.
We scream till we're hoarse. And we clap for other things.
No alcohol involved, I'm sure. Sure.
None whatsoever.
No. That is saying a lot, though.
Yes. So, but yes, and they're having a bunch of fun. It's being directed by Rosemary and Scott Lounsbury, and it's been kind of a year in coming for them. Rosemary proposed to us early last year, and she's like, I really, really want to do this, and it's been a big hit up in Wolfboro. So,
do you folks work with a board? Do you have a board?
Yes, we have a board of 9. Nine. Yes.
And it sort of functions as a typical board of directors and sort of as though executive directors and the people who actually run the theater. We don't have sort of two parts like some large nonprofits.
Yeah,
so
wow.
And we're all volunteers. None of us are paid. None of us. We just give all our time. We meet monthly to discuss any ongoing projects, issues, decide the shows for the next year, and go everything from shows to build and upkeep.
Taking care of our building,
Well, I want to get into. I wish I could. Hopefully, we can get into a lot of that.
Yes.
For ticket sales, did they go out to the website that you just did, or is there a different link for that?
No. Well, you can always find it from the website. Right now we're using TicketLeap, but all the ticket links are on our website, so village-players.com. We also sell tickets downtown in Wolfboro at Black's Gifts for most of our shows.
How's attendance been? I know you said that you have a potential sold out coming up, but everybody's fighting for folks to put in the seats.
And that's our biggest thing. You'll hear us say all the time if you come to our board meeting or if you talk to anybody at the theater, butts and seats is huge.
Yeah.
It's so important. I personally, and Steph can attest to this, we've seen theater die-in since COVID. Yeah. People don't want to go out to theater.
Great point.
And unfortunately, local theater companies and community theater companies are taking a hit because of that. If it's not a well-known show, it doesn't tend to get a lot of butts and seats. But we do have our ongoing sponsors and our ongoing supporters that will always show up no matter what show we're doing. We've done the last 2 springs 2 shows that have been pretty hard to put on, very touching subjects, and our supporters still came out regardless of the subject matter, and they still supported us, which is great.
When you say hard to put on, in what way? The topic?
The topic,
material,
yeah. The 2 years ago we did...
Extremities, which was about sexual assault, and that was tough.
That was very tough.
And then the year after not this past spring, but the year before, we did Wit, about a woman dying of cancer. Phoebe Van Scoy-Geisler won the Best Actor Award for that. Man. And so those don't draw on big audiences, but they are excellent theater. And so the other theater people we know give us high praise, and we win awards for those shows. But then people like to come in for something funny or lighthearted, like Calendar Girls. People love big musicals that they're familiar with, as Paul said, or shows that have kids in them. We have a wonderful mix of ages, and it's such a great opportunity for the teens to hang out with people all ages and younger kids. But obviously, you do a Christmas play, and people come to see that. You do a show like Oliver that has a large crew of little orphans and Fagin's band, and you have many relatives coming to support that. But then that brings people thinking again, I've got to support theater because, my kids got a lot out of this, and we want it to be there.
We need that next generation. I'll tell you, I go to a lot of shows, and a lot of folks with my color hair out there that not so many of the youngins so much. And
we're lucky to have some organizations up in the Wolfboro area that tend to do a lot of theater inside of our theater. Mm-hmm. There's a group called Perform It that you're familiar with Perform It. I think they're like a homeschool based
performance stage company. Yeah, they've used our theater. They do a Shakespeare play each year.
Shakespeare play every year,
really?
And it's all kids, which is great. And then there was summer theater up in Wolfboro for a while. I think they're taking
the Kingswood Summer Theater, they're on a hiatus this year, but they assure us they'll be back next year.
Yeah.
And then we have our own Kingswood High School Drama Club, which does a lot of great shows. So a lot of those students get that acting bug, and then they want to come back and be in more shows.
And
so they can
on occasion, we'll get kids from Brewster. I will be talking about auditions in a second here, but I've been getting some sign-ups from kids from Brewster already, which has been great. So it's all about getting that young talent up on that stage. So.
I apologize for talking business a lot, but in this day and age, a lot of the groups who depended on grants and government money just took it in the chin. These government programs just stopped; they vanished. So that's why I was curious.
Yes,
and it's a big discussion among groups about Man, because they're all going to be fighting for the same sponsors. They're all going to be trying to get the same ticket sale money. You know, now there's just no government money coming in for them.
No.
Right. We've gotten grants for specific projects, but something like which will work through New Hampshire Charitable Foundation or the State Council on the Arts, which of course was just sort of pretty much mostly defunded.
Yeah, they're running on a buck.
But as far as, we don't have an ongoing grant system with them. And I have heard through the grapevine that donors realize that there's a need and they're stepping up and just saying, well, we'll just increase what we give. And so far, people have been very generous. Our supporters.
Yes, we rely a lot on our supporters, our local businesses, and we do an annual appeal every summer, and it's been pretty good the last few summers for us. People are really saying, hey, this theater company really needs some money. So
I know a lot of groups are wrestling with, do we raise ticket prices a little bit more,
And it's a little bit different being a theater company that owns your own building because not only it's different if you're renting, but as a theater company that owns your own building, we have to worry about the upkeep of our building as well and having to do repairs and improvements and whatnot. So,
well, there I have come, blown through 2 blocks now without getting into the important stuff we wanted to talk about. You are listening to NH Unscripted. I know you're hooked on the feeling. That makes me your blue sweet-like host, Ray Dudley. Yeah, coming to you from the deep within the bunkers of the WKXL studios in Concord. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your Sony Walkman. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. The Village Players are in the house from Wolfboro, and we are just peeling this onion. We'll be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted, where we are your afternoon delight. Yeah, baby, that makes me your starlight vocal band-like host, Ray Dudley, coming to you from the dating game-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. I might be in chair number 3. Maybe, maybe not. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM. Concord-based, 101.9 FM for the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls in Manchester. The Village Plays are in the house, and I promised them that I would not dilly-dally anymore. Talk about the auditions for a show coming up. Talk about controversial things.
Yes. So, August 10th and 11th, we will be doing auditions at 7 p.m. for our musical Sweeney Todd. It is... talk about controversial. It's a love story, right? It's
it's if you love beef pie.
It's a love story. He loves her. She loves him. He loves her. Yeah, but it's a lot of killing.
Can't imagine the dinner conversations at your house.
Exactly. So, yes. For those that don't know Sweeney Todd, which if you don't know Sweeney Todd, I'll be surprised if you.
No kidding.
Exactly. Sweeney Todd is really about a guy named Sweeney Todd, and he is on a revenge story. He wants revenge for essentially the judge taking away his family from him and whatnot. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be full honest. This is my first musical that I'm directing, and I figured go big or go home, right?
No pressure.
I've assistant directed many musicals. I've directed shows.
Yeah, and you've assisted. We trust you.
Yes. And I have a great production team around me. My assistant director is Kathleen Hill. My producer is Phoebe Van Scory Giesler.
The award-winning.
Yes. The music director is Amanda Morgan. For those that know her, she is super excited. She's done Sweeney on numerous occasions, and we're really, really excited to have her joining us for the first time with the Village Players. So
for the auditions, do you suggest people prepare anything?
Yes. So you definitely want to prepare a song within the realm of Sweeney Todd. Obviously, we know that Sweeney is a very operatic musical. So if you we just want to see what your voice is. If you're auditioning for a main principal, you're going to be singing by yourself. if you just want chorus, Amanda is going to teach everyone the same song, and we're going to have groups of people go up just so we can hear you sing. We might have a little bit of because there's not a lot of dancing in Sweeney, but we do have a choreographer, Bronwyn, and she is going to teach a little dance so we just can see how you move.
The box step. It's always the box step.
It's always the box step. So she just wants to see how you can move, because the choreography in Sweeney is more about choreographed movement rather than dance. So we're going to really focus and hone on that. So we want to see how you can move. There's going to be a little bit of some reading, even though there's not a lot of dry reading in the script. It's mostly just music, but there's going to be some dry reading. But yes, if you want to audition, please prepare a song of the operatic or something that can display your voice.
I have a friend who may be listening who's hopefully writing this down. Andrew.
You can go to our website and you can read all about the roles, and you can use a registration form there, which makes it handy for us, although you can also just arrive at auditions if you want to.
Cold? They can just walk in cold?
You can walk in cold.
Check our Facebook, you'll see all the links too.
Absolutely. So. Walk in cold. We're going to still have you fill out a piece of paper, but we're also going to have a couple people registering you on that form, so it's easier to get your email, just because it's hard to read handwriting nowadays, right? People chicken scratch and whatnot. So that's why we'd like to do the audition forms online.
Let me put you on the spot just for a second. Are you a director who prefers to maybe kind of precast if you can? Oh, he jumped right at that.
I do not precast, and
we're known for that.
We're
people
very
come
known
to
for
Village
that.
Players shows they've never been in, and they'll go, "Wow, I got cast," or "You didn't already figure out who you wanted." I mean, we try to be
we love
welcome
newcomers.
New people,
new people, and that's one of the draws from Sweeney, and that's what when I presented this to the board, we talked about button seats. I presented this to the board, and I said, "Listen, this is going to draw a crowd to the Village Players that haven't typically come up to the Village Players yet. They're going to get to our theater. They're going to see how awesome our theater is. They're going to love our theater. They're going to become members and or ongoing actors or actresses on the stage." And that's one of the big things that I really wanted to do with Sweeney Todd. Is a big name show that not a lot of theater companies do anymore.
Yeah.
But it is dream roles for people, because it's an awesome show.
Yeah, I saw it on Broadway.
I just saw it last weekend with my assistant director to try and pump up the blood and get the juices flowing. We saw it at Portland Opera, and it was fantastic. It was awesome, and I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's do this.
It's incredible.
It is. It's a big show.
The stage show has a lot more, say, for people who've only seen the movie, it has a lot more, all the people in London are on the stage singing and dancing.
Yes.
And maybe people want to know it's not quite as dark as...
It can be.
I mean,
yes.
It's not. Say you want to make it dark.
It's not as dark. However,
not exactly a comedy either.
It's not exactly a comedy, though there are some comedic pieces. The beggar woman, she is the comedic timing of the show. She is so funny, and I love that role. It's such a funny role. We watched it last weekend, and my assistant director had never seen the show. And it was so cool. And this is kind of the reactions I want from people on my that come see it. She was sitting there, and she kind of knew the preface of the show. And towards the end, when not gonna give spoilers if you haven't seen it, but towards the end, when everything was getting uncovered and unveiled, she's sitting back with her hands over her mouth, going, "Whoa!" Like. Wait, and she's connecting the dots, and it was so cool to watch.
Yeah, it is an exciting show, really. When it all comes together.
It is, because the first act, you're like, okay, this is cool. Like I'm starting to understand a little bit, but that second act is like a punch in the face. You get it all, and it's really cool to see.
It does present some mechanical hurdles.
Yes.
Is your stage set up for that kind of thing?
Yeah. We have a fantastic...
Oh, we're excited.
We have a fantastic set crew that builds these extravagant sets for us, and we are so lucky to have them. And I feel bad every time we go into a new production and we are like, hey, we want this, and this. And they're like, we can't do that. And I'm like, well, we really want that. And then they go, okay. And then they do it, and we're like, this is awesome. After we saw it last week, and I was already messaging them, and it was kind of late at night. And one of my set guys goes, "I'm going to bed. We'll talk about this later." And but they are excited to build this set. They know what needs to be done. We've had talks. We do have a trapdoor on our stage. We're probably not going to use it. We do.
Oh, yes, we do.
We do. We have a trapdoor that opens up on the stage, and you can go underneath the stage. I don't know if we're going to use that per se. We might build.
It's quite a drop, though.
Yes, it is. It is a drop. So we might build something that that you can just drop in and then kind of sneak out. But the sky's the limit with these guys. They're so good at building sets, and in my opinion, it's award winning. They haven't won awards yet for it, but they absolutely
and they make
could.
It beautiful. I mean, besides the mechanics, it's going to look very Victorian London.
Yes,
it's going to be
nice.
Cool.
We have people like Jay Cito and Emily Marsh who come in and they paint our sets and they make it look so good. And those are just a couple of our painters. We have a bunch of other people that come in and just help out. And I mentioned before, it's all volunteer based. None of us get paid for it. So,
man, I think people forget about that.
Mm-hmm.
How big of a cast can you handle?
How big of a cast can I handle? Or do I want?
Well, well,
two different questions.
If you want. But.
Well, like I said, I knew going into this show, it's a huge show.
Yeah.
It's Sondheim, and I knew I was going to have to get a good supporting production team around me. Mm-hmm. My assistant director is one of the best, in my opinion, directors that I've worked with. She's directed me. She's done so many shows at the Village Plays, and she's very well liked. I knew I had to go out and get a good music director. I had names that I reached out to. They were busy. I somehow fell into Amanda Morgan, and I was so lucky to have her. And the size of the cast, I'm looking for. If you want to audition, and you want to be part of our chorus, I'm probably going to have you. Because
so you wouldn't necessarily turn people away.
I would no, and we try not to turn people away if we don't
get up to 30 something.
Well, yeah,
40. I mean,
I think we've had 40
Music Man
at one point.
Was many people on stage,
and we have a small stage, and fitting 40 people on a stage, you're like, how could you do it? We figure it out.
Yeah, you'll be figuring it out all right for that show.
Absolutely.
Man, it'll be like an airport. You're going to have people flying in. All right, hang on. 3 blocks down, baby. Play that funky music. Well, I'm not going to go there. I'm your wild cherry-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the Gong Show-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord, 1450 AM, 103.9 FM, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. We're talking with the Village Players. Sweeney Todd is coming up. It's on their docket, baby. We'll be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted, where we are your vehicle, baby. I am your Ides of March like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the spa-like conditions of the WKXL studios in Concord. A little lower. Yeah, there you go. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM in Concord, 101.9 FM for the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls in Manchester. Our URL is nhtalkradio.com. Where, should you happen to go out there, there's a button where you can click, listen to this show live every Wednesday and Friday mornings at 9 a.m. Plus, there's a lot of archived gold out there, let me tell you. And just so you'll know, all of these programs for NH Unscripted get eventually put out on Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud. Yep, it's all out there if you like streaming. The Village Plays are in the house. They have a show coming up called Sweeney Todd. You might have heard of it. What are the audition dates and what are the show dates again, please?
Yes, so the audition dates are August 10th and 11th at 7 p.m. at our theater at 51 Glendon Street in Wolfboro, New Hampshire. The actual dates of the show, we kick off on Halloween, October 31st. So October 31st.
A light show,
right? Perfect. October 31st, November 1st, November 7th, and November 8th. All are going to be at 7:30. November 2nd and November 9th will be our matinee at 2.
Great.
So a total of 6 shows.
Wonderful. For folks who are like in the theater realm, when they hear of shows like Sweeney Todd, they cannot wait to audition and possibly be in it. Have you had a lot of interesting people already?
We have, and actually, I've had a lot of people reach out to me for names I've never heard of before, and it makes me so excited because I'm like, yes, we're meeting new people. Obviously, we have our people that come in and we're like, yes, we want to audition, which is great.
Yep.
And everyone, you mentioned precasting, everyone gets their fair share, their fair shot, I should say, because I personally hate precasting. I want everyone to blow me away at auditions. Yeah. So yes, we're getting a lot of interest, not only for on stage, but if you're interested for doing anything outside of acting, we definitely obviously need musicians. I've already had one musician reach out to Amanda saying that he wants to be part of this. Yeah. We need light people, sound people, backstage people. If you're interested in doing any of the production stuff, house management or anything like that, reach out to us. We would love to teach you how to do it at the Village Players. Every theater company is different on how they do their stuff with house manager and stage manager and all that good jazz. But we would love to show you how we do it at the Village Players, and we'd love to have you involved. So definitely reach out to us.
The sooner that we know, we get you, in a group and working. We have beautiful new lights, and we have some professional lighting designers helping us out, and you can learn from them. And we usually have about 8 or 10 people working on costumes.
Yeah, if you're interested in costumes, reach out to staff.
Those take a lot of months of work, and you were talking about, yes, we're all volunteers, but we have so much fun doing it. We sit around and sew costumes or build sets and relax in the evening, and it's great. Every once in a while we have teenagers who come over and help, and they find a sort of new home in the theater, and they get to talk with other adults who aren't mom and dad, and sometimes that's a good thing. We have lots of kids who, just learn from being part of the theater crowd.
One thing I hear all the time from people who've been new in the theater who tend to come back, I always ask, hey, what made you come back? And their main thing that they say is, you guys have been so welcoming for everything, helping me out with this, that, no judgment at the Village Players. And that's the kind of the theme that we like to have up at the Village Players. Is just we don't judge, we just have fun. We're a big family. That's what keeps us coming back.
I think a lot of folks don't realize that the great thing about community theater is, it's a bowling night for theater people. It's their softball league.
Correct.
It's where they go and meet their friends and they chat and they spend hours away. They meet new faces. It's just it's community theater for a reason.
And you don't really need to know anything about it to come. If you just kind of want to get involved, you always watch things on stage and wondered, you might start carrying boxes of costumes or, helping to usher
you can run a screw gun or handle a paintbrush.
They say, you go do that over there.
Yeah.
But it's all that time in the evenings or something when we sit around talking while we're also working, or, you're putting costumes on all the different cast members and hearing about their cat went to the vet and all the latest things.
I think people don't realize, and they shouldn't necessarily, the audience really realize, but when you've got a cast of 30 or 40 people, that's a lot of costuming. That is a huge, come on, take the kudos.
There's something you know about Steph. She doesn't like to take kudos. She's all like, oh, that's okay.
We all know.
We give her kudos.
Yeah, we like to look good on stage as actors.
Oh, yeah, we like them to look good. So we
come on now, don't be humble.
Tweak,
this is the wrong house for that.
Does this make my tummy look fat?
And Steph touched on it as well. We just got new lighting, which it's really going to be our first musical with lights. Our first show with the new lights was Calendar Girls, but we do have a professional light guy coming in to help us design the lights and teach. He's going to do a little teaching. A
lot of LED stuff?
Yes, LEDs.
Yeah, so if you volunteer to come in and learn about lights, you're going to learn from
a professional.
Pros, not just us.
He's going to teach people the board. So there's going to be a group of people around that board learning how to run our board. So we can train more. We only really have one light guy right now. His name, one or two light people, I should say. Kate Poole and Matt Johnson, really, and Gordon. Gordon, those three are light people. And they can tend to, it's a burnout job. Like, you're having to do every show.
It's unsung, too. No one ever gives them the
No.
credit they deserve and stuff for making you look good on stage.
Yeah. And we have Hunter Emery, who hangs our
And
lights
Hunter,
and
yes.
does a lot of the designing for years. Well, and then other people run the board. But, yeah, in a way, nobody gets the credit. But
I know.
then again, you know.
All the pretty faces get it when they're on stage, but there's a lot that goes into it. For folks that do want to volunteer, do you have email addresses that they can...
Yeah, right on our website, there's the info at village-players.com, and board members' names are listed too. And usually when all the info goes out about Sweeney Todd auditions, it says if you want to be involved in any other part of the show, get in touch with Paul Stewart at his email address. So we put lots of ways you can reach out to us, and we get back to everybody. We'll even get messages from people saying, I saw your show and I really loved it, and I don't really do theater, or I'm getting older and I can't move around much, but can I come and usher? And I put them on the little usher list, and then they come and usher at our shows.
That's another job people forget is necessary.
Big brownies,
Yeah. People just forget. Let's talk just a little bit. If folks want to go out, they want to make a day of it. Would you recommend a restaurant? I know you weren't prepared for this, but where would they go to eat in the afternoon or something, and then go to the show?
Oh gosh, Wolfboro is full of so many places, from the sort of elegant places like the Pavilion and Trento, which are two just much loved places, like Morrissey's Front Porch and
Lydia's for breakfast.
Well, Lydia's for breakfast if they're around for breakfast. Nolan's Bistro, people like.
Marker 21 was always good. Downtown Grill.
Yeah. So Wicked Loon, they own many things. Scarwoods.
Lots of food up there. In the summertime, you walk out and you walk downtown, and it's like, the smell of that food.
It's a resort area.
Oh, no. It is
little
gorgeous.
shops and
Summertime
everything like
down
that.
It's gorgeous. It's like being down at the Cape.
I mean, you might get sucked into a band concert down by the lake, and hopefully you'll leave the band concert and walk up the hill and go to the theater. The theater is walking distance of downtown. It's just not right on the main street.
It's street parking, or there's also parking at the town hall, and there's public parking right down the.
There are two municipal lots. It's actually for Wolfboro. It's not terribly bad parking. Wolfboro just doesn't have a lot of parking.
Yeah. Ticket prices, how are they? We kind of touched on it a little bit, but...
Yeah, so the ticket prices are going to be $25 a ticket.
Dude, that's decent.
Super cheap.
Toledo.
Super cheap.
Oh, yeah. That's part of our mission.
How are you even covering the royalties with that?
Yeah, we want to allow people to participate in theater, but also part of our mission statement and our 501c3 statement is to provide entertainment at a reasonable price so people can come see it.
Dude, I could pick up
Calendar Girls
cans on the ground on my way over there and come up with $25.
Yep, and Calendar Girls, usually our straight shows are around $20 or so. Musicals tend to be $25. We don't charge a production fee to be part of the show.
That's really important.
Yes.
So if you want to come be in a show,
we don't charge
come be in a show.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So if you want to sponsor our theater and give us lots of money, we are happy to have that.
We have some awesome donors and sponsors that really help keep us going. And I know Steph and I can't thank them enough.
Name them. Who are they?
Well, Rich Neal, who's one of our local dentists, he's been in a few shows and kids have been in shows, but it's just our loyal, staunch supporter. We can do it without Rich.
Yes, we couldn't do it without him.
Rich Neal.
Thank you, Rich.
Give out the URL one more time, please.
village-players.com.
There you go. We did it. We're listening to NH Unscripted. Yeah. Where am I here? Oh, yeah, we're dancing in the moonlight. I am your King Harvest-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the YMCA-like conditions of the WKXL studios in Concord. I can smell the pool chlorine all the way over here. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM in Concord, 101.9 FM in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. You know what I'm saying. Find your favorite squeeze. Get out and have dinner and go see a play somewhere in this state. Maybe today you might think about going out to Wolfboro. Yeah. Try it. It's a great time. Thank you for coming in, folks.
Thank you so much for having us.
You are welcome.